Well, we've talked about this a minute ago, but creating a certain environment. Businesses who are investing their money for long-term investment and long-term growth want to know what the playing field's going to be. Are the rules going to change in the middle of the game? And right now, and I'll just retouch it quickly because we really discuss it. What are my interest rates going to be? What are the inflation rates going to be? They have to calculate because they're looking for, what's going to be 5 years down the road. What are my employee costs going to be because of the healthcare bill? What are my energy costs going to be? So I think what government needs to do is have a certainty, and I got into what I want to do in job training to make sure that people have the skills to fill the new jobs moving forward, that they have the type workers, they have the type skills that employers need, but and then let them keep more of their money and invest it. That's why I'm not for increasing taxes on small business come January 1st, so they can have more of their money to put into their businesses and grow their business. They know there's a whole world and there's a whole group of people running around Washington who try to get this tax break, that tax break, this incentive, that incentive, and it just kind of tells businesses, if you jump through these hoops, we're going to let you keep more of your money. Well, and I think businesses know better, and I think if we really have faith in the small businessmen and women of this country, and unlimited faith in their ability, and more limited faith in what government can describe for them to do, I think we'll grow our economy. But we have to, I think, address China. I voted for a bill just before we adjourned that the president didn't want, but fortunately the speaker brought it up for a vote, and I voted. I think it got over 300 votes. There's 250-something Democrats, 179 Republicans. Got well over 300 votes. So it was bipartisan to ask the president essentially to get engaged in China on their currency manipulation, because there's estimates I've seen that a product from China is 20 to 30% cheaper than one made here, merely on the currency. Now they're able to manipulate their currency with dollars because what do? They buy our debt. So you got to get the fundamentals right, because when you're borrowing as much money as we're borrowing, and it's like when you're living on debt, you don't have a lot of say to the people who are loaning you the money. But we have to get, it's a very staged progress of getting our fiscal house in order, ensuring that our workers are competitive with everybody in the world, and our businesses don't have to pay taxes that they don't pay everywhere else in the world.
How you had mentioned that the government should provide more certainty for businesses. Mm-hmm. Given that the government only has so much control over the economy and only so much reach, how can any level of certainty be attained? Given that there's so many
certainty of what government's doing. That's a great point. That government's not going to be able to design the perfect economy for every business to operate in. That's why people look at opportunities, they measure the risk. Here's the reward from the investment I'm going to have, and they decide to go into business. But when they measure, well, here's the risk, what's the reward what's the risk? Well, I don't know what my reward's going to be. I don't know what my investment's going to be because of what government is doing. So that's the certainty I'm talking about. They're trying to redo the OSHA laws right now. They're trying to do the labor relation laws in Washington. So businesses are just sitting there going, what I'm saying is we can't keep pushing forward anti-business laws and regulations and expect businesses in this country to grow and thrive and put Americans to work. To put Americans to work, you have to have American businesses growing and thriving. And I think that's where you can't give everybody assurance if they're going to business they're not going to fail. When you get too big to fail, then you have policies that come into being that we've seen that haven't worked. But but what we can do is give certainty that government's not going to come in and change the game after they invest their money.